Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be with me this Thursday morning, July 28th, 2022. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our goal is to make you a successful currency trader and move you along the path of financial independence. And we do that by teaching you how to trade using our proprietary trading indicators that are very, very accurate. And we supplement that instruction with personalized one-on-one instruction, which we find is the most efficient and effective way to learn how to trade. We are so confident in how well our tools work and our ability to instruct you that we have a guarantee. And that guarantee is that once you have been trained, we will let you trade with company funds and split what you make. And eventually you'll have the opportunity to trade an account of $100,000 and keep 80% of what you earn. With that, we have a dozen different signals depending on how you like to trade. And we will create a trade plan that as we work with you, we will figure out which one resonates with your risk preferences and how you like to do business and create a trade plan for you. The trade plan I use is I trade using a signal called the 10-point signal, and we are going to get into that in just a minute. But first, we need to listen to this guy.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the great things about the program is that we do these live trades. And when you are a regular member, we do 3 to 4 live trades a day. At 10 a.m., we do a scalp trade. It's a 30-minute session. At 6 p.m., we do a long-term trade, which is a 1-hour session. And again, at 10 p.m., we do another longer-term trade, trading on Australian pairs because it is morning time in Australia when it's 10 p.m. Eastern time. If that's not enough for you, there's an additional session at 8 p.m. That's an additional paid session. And we have continuous training on Wednesday and Saturday. So we are constantly working on improving your skills and answering questions in addition to that one-on-one training. I work off of a checklist. Oops, sorry here. That helps keep me focused. Every day, every day, I turn my green charts off and back on to refresh the memory. And I also make sure my MetaTrader 4 is connected and live. At the end of every day, I typically do a review of any trades that didn't do what I expected them to do. I have been trading a little over 3 years, and I do have a set of trade rules that I follow. Every once in a while, I still make mistakes, and by reviewing when a trade didn't do what I wanted, it gives me the opportunity to kind of sharpen my trade skills and avoid that mistake in the future. So always good to do that. Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, I don't think we've neither day we found a trade, so there's nothing to review. As we are technical traders, we are trading based on price action movement, and our indicators are the best at being able to predict price movement. News still impacts currency. So we want to know what news is coming out when so that we can trade around it. And we do that by taking a look at forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com breaks news down into three categories. Yellow is low impact, orange is medium impact, and red is high impact. And we want to stay away from red items. And this morning, the U.S. Dollar is making announcements on the gross domestic product. Obviously, well, not obviously, but we're entering a recession, so that number is going to be down. It's a question of how much down it's going to be versus the expectations of how much it's going to be. And we're not in the business of trying to outguess what that's going to be. So we're just not going to trade the U.S. dollar because we can't figure out what the information is going to be and what the reaction is going to be. My own personal policies, I like to try to stay out of it 2 hours beforehand, and we are within that 2 hour window. So no trades on the USD this morning. And then again, you get a bunch of stuff. Secretary Yellen is speaking also sometime this morning. So all of these together combine to make the red by itself, but you get two yellow thing, or excuse me, two orange things here with the unemployment claims and Yellen speaking. So we're going to stay away from the U.S. dollar. With that, let us get going. This is at so let's pull up our charts. This chart is the light 6 major. It's one of the standard charts that we have. I like to call it a composite chart because it's showing us 6 different currency pairs, all on a 1 hour basis. I like to trade off of a 1 hour chart. Typical move in a 1 hour chart would be between 5 and 35 pips on the Euro USD. And on this signal, I am basically looking to get lines from all 3 sections of the chart to line up. And when I can get all lines from all 3 sections of the chart to line up, I have a good trade. I start with the middle section of the chart, which is the majors and minors. The red and green line is the major indicator. The black and gray line is the minor indicator. And I am looking for situations where these lines are either below the red line, which is the red line, horizontal red line is the oversold line. And when these lines are below the oversold line, that's a buying opportunity. And likewise, when the lines are above the blue line, which is the overbought line, that's a selling opportunity. And if I can find when the market's oversold and there's a turn in the market, that's a good time to buy. And likewise, when the market's overbought and there's a turn in the indicators, that's a good time to sell. So here on the Australian USD, we are oversold, but the lines are still going down. I want to catch them when they're going up. Euro USD, oversold. Minors have started to turn. Majors are still going down. I want everybody turned up. A pound USD. I'm just going through this, even though we're not going to trade the USD, just so that you can understand my analysis. Oversold. Everybody's going down. Miners again are starting to turn. They haven't turned quite yet. US Canadian dollar. We are in the middle of the channel, and the signal is weakening. What causes it to be weakening is we've got this kink in the line right here. So we're going from more steep to less steep. USD Swiss franc, we are just approaching oversold. It's still going up. And USD JPY, we touched oversold. Didn't really go down into the oversold, and it's starting to turn. Technically, you could probably argue that the major line is going up and the minor line is going up, but I do not like this because the slope of the green line here. Slope of the green line is not that great, and we are going from less steep to more steep, but the green line is less than 45 degrees, and I usually like to see it more than 45-degree angle. So when I say 45 degrees, this is a 45-degree angle. So if it's more than 45 degrees, it's up here. If it's less than 45 degrees, which it is right now, it's over here. So I want to see this angle a little steeper. So nothing on any of the US pairs. What I've done is I've cloned this chart and made a second chart with another 6 currency pairs that are non-US based. Euro, a pound, oversold going down. Australian dollar, yen. We touched oversold, and we're starting to turn. Miners are coming up. Majors haven't committed yet. Euro Canadian dollar, we've got disagreement. Majors are going down. Miners are going up. Australian New Zealand dollar. We are oversold. We have entered the channel. That is okay. I'm okay so long as the major indicator hasn't reached the halfway point. It hasn't reached the halfway point, so I will consider this. Everybody's going up. Again, I am not crazy about this slope. I'd like to see the line a little steeper. The other issue that we have, so when I get 3 points here, and I have 3 points, the 3 points are 1, we were oversold. 2, all the lines are pointing up, and they are. And 3, I have a double cross where the green line is crossed over the red and the gray line is crossed over the black. So I have all of that here. When I have all of that here, I then jump up to the TNTs and I count how many lines are consistent with the buy signal that I'm seeing here. So here I've got the 2 orange lines are both telling me buy. The blue lines are inversely related. So what that means is when blue is going down, that means buy. So 3 of the 4 are telling me buy. I need to have a minimum of 3 of the 4 telling me buy. And I have that. When I have 3 here, 3 here, I go to look at what the pressure is doing. And I want these lines either going up or I want the green line on top. I have that here. So I've got 7 points. And not only is the green line on top, it is separating, diverging from the red line. So it's starting to roll so that it'll be pointing up very soon. So I've got 1 point here, 3 points here, and 3 points here. So that's 7 points. When I have 7 points, that is the setup that I am looking for. However, I also like to know that as part of my trade plan, I want to be able to get in and get out of the trade quickly. I don't want to have my capital tied up waiting for a trade to close. So I may see a good signal, but if I can't get out of it in and out quickly, I don't necessarily want to take the trade. And in this case, for Australia and New Zealand, it is approaching nighttime. So it's non-peak trading time for both of those markets. I want to have at least one of the markets be morning time or active trading time. So that allows me, the indicators, one, are more accurate when it is accurate, when it is kind of when the volumes are higher, and the volumes are higher when it's daytime in the market. So I want to have at least one of the pairs be in the daytime. In this case, both of the pairs are not in the daytime. So what that means is it's going to take longer for my trade to execute. Since this is a 1 hour chart, the longer the trade takes to execute, the more risk I'm introducing into the equation, because something can happen that changes the signal. So even though I've got the signal here, I'm going to pass on this because it's non-prime time. The other thing I don't like, even though we have the signal, is I'd like to see a little bit more steepness in the green line. It is, you can see it's kind of going right up to that 45 degrees, and then kind of coming back a little bit. So let's see if we can find something better. And I only need a couple good trades a day to be making money at this. And new traders sometimes have a tendency to want to take a lot of trades. You don't need to take a lot of trades. You just need to wait till you find find the trade that matches your setup that you're looking for. Kind of like in baseball, a good hitter doesn't swing at every pitch. He kind of waits till he sees the pitch that he wants and then takes a swing at it. So I don't want to swing at a bad pitch. I don't want to take a trade at a prospective bad trade. Now, can I sometimes swing at a bad pitch and hit it and make a play? Yes, I can, but I'd rather avoid doing that. So pound yen oversold, going down. Euro Australian dollar oversold, going down. Now, can I get a good run when I am oversold? Yes, I can. I can make money when it is oversold, but I am trying to do it with the least amount of risk. So here we're oversold, but we could have picked up almost 60 pips here from here to here. So so you can get that move, and sometimes I will trade on. I principally trade the euro dollar, and I'll have the full chart up, where I'll be looking also at the 2 and the 4 hour charts in addition to the 1 hour. So the 1 hour may be here, but the 2 hour will be up here, and I can see that there's going to still be more down on the movement. So even though I don't have my setup here, because I'm just kind of familiar with the euro dollar, I'll take a trade here. But on a pair I don't know, I want my setup. To be there. Euro Australian dollar oversold. Miners have started to turn. Majors still going down. Let's go to our next pair, or our next group. Canadian dollar yen. We never really got oversold. It turned in the middle of the channel, and it is more than halfway. Euro New Zealand dollar. We're seeing a lot of this on many of the pairs. Majors still going down. Miners have started to turn. Pound New Zealand dollar, same thing. Majors going down, miners have turned. New Zealand dollar yen, just approaching oversold. New Zealand USD, strong down. Let's see. And Euro, Swiss franc, oversold. Majors still going down. Minors have turned. All right, we will go to the last grouping and see if we can see anything, but I'm guessing we're going to get shut out here again. Australian Canadian dollar oversold going down. Swiss franc yen oversold going down. Euro yen oversold. Majors going down. Minors have started to turn. Australia pound Australian dollar oversold going down. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc, it's starting to turn in the middle of the channel. And Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, it's reaching over bought and going up. So we've just gone through 24 pairs. Didn't see a setup using the 10-point signal. But one of the great things about the signals is that we've got multiple signals to trade from. So what I'm going to do now is see if we can find another setup using a different signal. This signal is a scalp trade. It's called the thick orange line trade. And basically what it is doing is it looks at the position of where the thick orange line is. And based on that position, we may have a trade. This trade is good only at the top of the hour when there are less than 5 minutes left on the candle on a 1-hour chart. So we're going to be there in a couple of minutes. So I am looking, and the thick orange line number is a scaled number. So when it is as low as it can go, the thick orange line is at 0. So it is within 1 point of 0. So I want this to be at 0 or within 1 point, or when it's as high as it can go, it's at 10. When it's as low as it can go, the thick orange line is saying, hey, I don't think there's any more down in the movement. If there's no more down in the movement, that's a good time to buy. And however, as I said before, we don't want to trade on just one piece of information. If this is at 0, we will then look and see what the majors and minors are doing. And if these lines are all well below the red line, which they are, this is actually a perfect setup. This is a good trade. It's worth 5 pips. So we're still a little early. I want to wait till we get a little bit closer. But right now we've got a buy on the AUD USD, and this is worth 5 pips. We don't have to do any calculating. It's worth 5 pips. And this trade is been recorded at 90% accuracy. So let's see if we have another one since we've got a few minutes. 1.1 isn't close enough, or 1.2 not close enough. 10 yes. 10 yes. But look at where the position of the lines are. The red is just touching the blue versus over here. The red is the red line on the majors is well below the oversold line. So this is what I'm looking for. This one isn't quite ripe yet. 10 yes. Again, we're just touching. I want to have it closer to this. 6 isn't close enough. So right now we've got the Australian USD. Let's see if we've got any on some of the other pairs. Just waiting for the chart to refresh here. There we go. So I'm looking for 0 or 10. So no, yes. This might be all right. So we got to buy on the AUD JPY. No, yes. We're within 1 of 10. But look where our majors and minors are. They're in the middle of the channel. I need them to be up above the blue. 1 isn't close enough. 2 isn't close enough. Let's go to the next. 1, not quite. I want it under 1. 3, no. 3, no. 0, yes. On the New Zealand yen, I'd like to see the red line a little further down. We're just touching, and I'd like to see it further down. 0 again, yes. On New Zealand USD, but I'd like to see this down a little further. 1.6, not close enough. Let's go to the next one. AUD Canadian. AUD Canadian, a buy. So we're at 0.7, and the lines are way below. Now, I guess the issue here is we've got the AUD USD. So basically, we're taking the same trade because the AUD is involved. I'd like to do a trade that is so we can either take the AUD USD or the AUD Canadian. But let's see if there's something else. 0.6 CHF JPY would be a buy. CHF JPY. All right, so we're going to take 2 trades. We're going to take the AUD Canadian and the CHF JPY. We're going to take 5 pips on each. Right. So you want to stay away from the USD, which is why I'm switching over to the Canadian dollar. But this trade is expected to close within the hour, so that is why. And you can see that news is kind of already impacting. It's starting to leak. So AUD Canadian, I don't have that open, so I'm going to go to File, New Chart, and look for AUD CHF. Excuse me, is AUD CAD, which will be in this third group. AUD CAD. I want to change this over to an hour chart, so I'm looking at the same thing. Oh, the spread is 2. The spread is 2 pips. I'm not sure I want to pay 2 pips for a 5 pip trade. Let's see what the CHF JPY is. So File, New Chart, CHF JPY. Right here. All right. Oh, 2 pips also. These spreads are huge. The spread is the difference between this number, the sell and the buy. So on the Euro USD, we're in the 5th digit, and it's a point or 2, or 3 in this case. There's 3 points. But in the CHF, it's in the pips. It's in the 4th digit. So there's 2 pips. So we have to make 2 pips to make this trade. Just for the fun of it, let's do it just to show you that it works. I'm going to go ahead and take the trade. I advise against it. The spread is too big to pay 2 pips when you're making 5 pips. You're giving 40% away to the broker. It's just not worth it. I guess the other thing we can take a look at, but it's still 2 pips. When this changes, we want this number here to change by by a point. In fact, actually, it didn't. It didn't here. It did here. We went from, what was it, 0.7 to 4. Here we went from 0.7 to 1, which is less than a point. So if I go back an hour, it was 0.8 and 0.2. And then we go forward. This moved by less than 1. Ideally, some traders will wait till that hour passes and they want to see this move by more than 1. So sorry, gang, no trade today. If we were trading, say, the Australian Canadian dollar, and we were taking a 10 or 12 pip trade, 10 or 12 pip trade, paying the two pips for it would be, it's still a lot, but it would be worthwhile because then I'm only paying 20% for that spread. But when I'm paying such a large amount to make 5 pips, it doesn't make sense. So on again, we need to wait for the right setup. So it just didn't make sense to take that trade, even though we kind of had the signal, and we're still kind of waiting. We didn't get the snap. Usually what's going to happen is we're going to get a snap within a little bit after the hour where this comes back up, because when both of those numbers, when this is at 0 and this is way oversold like this, it's like pulling an elastic band. When the candle changes, there's a little snap, and we'll get that snap. Okay, gang, so I apologize. No trade today. We will reconvene on Monday evening at 6:30. We are here to make you good traders. We will make you good traders. You will get all the support you need to do this well. If you have questions, go back to your coach, or schedule a time with me. And we had the question. We have the question. Somebody wanted to get the calendar of the live trades. Send me an email and I will send it to you. Paul McMann at forexsmarttrade.com. Paul McMann at forexsmarttrade.com. Or info@forexsmarttrade.com. All right, gang. Thanks so much. We will see you Monday. Bye-bye.